What is humanitarian intervention? Have you ever wondered how countries respond to severe human rights violations happening in other nations? This brings us to the topic of humanitarian intervention. Humanitarian intervention involves the use or threat of military force by one or more countries to stop or prevent serious human rights abuses within another country. This often occurs without the consent of the nation where the intervention takes place. The main goal is to protect individuals from extreme suffering caused by their own government, such as mass murder or genocide. Key aspects of humanitarian intervention include the use of military force or the threat of it. This action interferes in the internal affairs of a sovereign state that has not attacked another country. The motivation behind such interventions is usually humanitarian rather than a direct threat to the intervening nation's interests. The aim is to alleviate human suffering caused by the actions or failures of the target state. However, humanitarian intervention is different from other forms of international involvement, like providing humanitarian aid or imposing sanctions. Those actions do not involve military force. From a libertarian viewpoint, which emphasizes non-interventionism, humanitarian intervention raises important concerns. Libertarians believe that countries should not interfere in the internal matters of other nations, especially through military means. They argue that such actions violate national sovereignty and can lead to unexpected consequences. Even well-meaning interventions can escalate conflicts and undermine the self-determination of people in the affected countries. Libertarians caution against using humanitarian intervention as a cover for regime change or expanding military influence. This goes against their principles of limited government and respect for individual rights. Instead, they suggest alternative methods to address human rights abuses. These methods include diplomatic pressure, economic sanctions, and supporting civil society within the affected nation. Libertarians argue that foreign policy should focus on voluntary cooperation and respect for sovereignty. Coercive actions can lead to costly and morally ambiguous conflicts. In summary, humanitarian intervention is a military action aimed at stopping severe human rights violations without the consent of the state involved. While the intention is to protect vulnerable populations, libertarians generally oppose this approach due to its conflict with non-intervention and respect for sovereignty.